everyone, and welcome to uh Train Corner. I am your host, Emilio of Jeff Cat Gaming, and today we are looking at this. So, Train Corner is going to be a series I do just about trains and stuff, but I'm kicking off the thing with a brand new HO scale train set. And I picked this because it is very budget. If I'll put on the screen right now, you can find it to 90 to 95 bucks. And that is really good for an HO scale train set. Because if I'll point out in the later video, other offerings from more reputable brands are a lot more expensive for basically the same level of equipment. So, yeah. We're gonna take this out. I'm gonna show you the back of the box. Here's the back of the box with not only a bunch of track packs you can buy, some rolling stock and other things that are sold separately, and also more train sets, because they don't only have one. They have a little diesel critter, and they have a regular switcher with some tankers and a boxcar and some of the flat bed with guardrails. You can see that the track is 96 centimeters. You get a transformer, connecting cable, track connector, made by I'm gonna butcher this. What's the name? HANFIY, something. Well, yeah, we have this set today, so let's unbox this. There. And there we have it. Let's get all the other components out of the box. So let's take this out first, because this is big. And we have a manual. A majority of this is written in Chinese, so I can't read any of it. But there is English translations. But if you have any idea of how English to Chinese translations go, I don't think this is going to be actually readable or good. So I'm just going to... Yeah. We also have a maintenance instructions. This time, almost entirely written in Chinese, with only one thing written in English. It shows the locomotive, basically an exploded diagram of all the components, whatever these things are, and a QR code if you want to scan that. I'm not. And let's open this big thing. Let's move that. Okay, let me get a better camera angle. This isn't working. That should work a lot better. If this thing can get out. Actually, come on, get. Ow. What the hell's in there? We're having some technical Anyway, track. Get enough to make a 96 centimeter circle. And it's still using the old track clip system, even though this one seems to be bent. It'll probably still work. It's just not very sightly. I believe a steel track, but you get basically the amount of like easy track you'd get in a Bachmann set. You also get a re-railer because the terminal is not a re-railer. It's yellow for some reason. Some foam, if you like foam, and the wall wart has no things on it. It just plugs into the controller I've yet to get out. And this is a mixture of modern and goddamn prehistoric. If you look at the history of model trains, we have stopped using the clip system because it's not great. But yeah, we have the little prongs that you put into the track thing. And yeah, it does the business. Let's get the engine out and the important part. Engine time. How do you get this off? Let's start at the least interesting and go our way up. The controller looks a little bit like... The switch reminds me of Mahano, but it definitely is not Mahano. Because you hear a mechanical click when it goes from off to 0. So you get direction switch, you get off, reverse, and forward. Get good dynamic speeds, I guess. I guess the click also shows it's also past quality insurance. Assurance, not insurance. I guess it shows it's a well-built controller if you hear a good mechanical click. Yeah, pretty cool. I'm gonna line all the stuff up and talk about how much value you get here, because this is $95 I paid for this one. You get this box full of Can the box open? I'm not trying to struggle for comedy reasons. I'm just trying to open the box. You get this. What the hell is this? What is this? Just says make your travel easy. Oh, it's an adapter for the wall plug, so it could go in European and British stuff as well as American walls. So you get the prongs and things. I'm not going to be using this because I live in the USA, but it's cool that they included this as a thing, so they can at least sell this in more than just the US. Surge protector, Osmo, it's great. Next. Gondola. This is where we start getting interesting. We see it's a gondola car. We have metal wheels. We have plastic axles. We have metal wheels. Why did they put metal wheels on a plastic axle? Probably to save money, because it's $95. We also have truck-mounted horn hook couplers, which have not been used for a while, but I believe you can change these out. So if you don't like horn hooks, because there's no real reason to, I think you can pop the wheels off and exchange them for some KDs, which will probably be exponentially great for this thing. This, I believe, might be Model Power tooling. I don't know where the original tooling that Model Power got it from is, but I believe it's Model Power tooling. There's no information, not even made in China, which is weird because usually there is. We get a rip-off version of the Santa Fe logo. If my camera didn't suck complete crap, you can actually see it. The lettering on it is actually nice. We'll get a closer look at this thing when it's on the little pedestal. Some numbering, and yeah. Hopper. It's a hopper. I don't know what you want me to say. It says shipping line. It has life path on it. It's same dealio then with the last one. It has the metal wheels with the plastic axles, with the horn couplers, and detail on it is decent. There's a lot of rivets, but it's not really much else. Yeah. Basic start in rolling stock. Now for the big guy. Well, big as in it's an engine, not that it's actually big, because this thing is a little 040 switcher, and you might recognize it if you're familiar with model railroading. It's a good starter set locomotive, which I'll explain later. But yeah, here we go. We have metal wheels, obviously. You have good screws, a fake dummy coupler up here. We have a light. We have some boiler banding. We have a red LED at the back. I think the one in the front's a bulb. We have some lettering on the side. NW, International Transport, and Railway Train. And yeah, it passed quality assurance, as you can see by the blue sticker. And yes, it's also fitted with a knuckle coupler. But I believe this one, you just have to take the plate off and then just exchange it. So yeah, coolio. Now I'll line all this up and talk about how much value is in this box. Here's all of the products in the box lined up in order. And before I go into more detail about the history of this stuff, mainly this, and give a little history lesson on where this thing came from, because it's a very freelance design. I want to talk about how much value is in the amount of stuff you get. I'll put images on screen to show you, and I looked at Amazon because that's the place where most people are going to buy them. And these three cars here are almost the price of the entire set, as well as this thing. That's excluding the track, and it's excluding the track. So, first off, we have the little train engine here. It says die casting model train at the top. Here, this thing is a whopping, leave space for the image. This thing is a whopping $38. So 38 out of 96, out of 95. We're already kind of up there, but we still have some wiggle room here. This hopper is a whopping $29. And yes, the image on screen is one with a cover on it, but other than the cover, it's the exact same hopper, down to the lettering and writing and stuff. So yeah, this hopper, 28. So if we take 38 and 26 and we put that together, we get $64, which we're kind of getting up there to the price of the set. And we haven't even counted the third car, which is this gondola, which is, I can't find it. I can't find the price for it, but because of most of the rolling stock is a whopping $26 to $30, I'm just gonna put a base price of $26. So basically the same as the hopper. And All of that in total would leave us $90. These things right here, $90 alone. That's not factoring in this thing, or these. That's leaving those out. These alone are $90. And if you go on Eve model, the prices are a little higher, which are also where you can find these things. I'm not going to be putting the prices on Eve model because I don't think anyone really shops at Eve model, the website. So, this and this are really good value when you factor in that these are $90 alone. Let's get to the closer examination and history lesson. Oh, I'm just reading a book. Well, if you want to skip the history lesson, because this is a history book, skip to this timestamp. Yep, this one right here. I don't know what timestamp this is because I have not edited this video yet at the time of recording. So, yep, skip to the timestamp if you want to skip the history and the examination and stuff. Yeah. Alright, close examination time. Yippee. This isn't the locomotive. Piss off. Locomotive. Yes, this camera angle isn't close. I'll fix that. I've been having a whale of a time trying to get this thing close. I might prop it up on something. Anyway, so, history time. So, Model Power. That name might sound familiar to you. Because they were basically the budget guys. They were the dudes that produced cheaper stuff, while also basically being a kit bash of a bunch of other companies' tooling. They started selling these in the early 2000s, and basically they were just sold in, you could buy them in just regular ones, you could buy them in your train sets. They're one of their most more used train set locomotives besides their F units and their like other 040 switchers, like the one with the tender, which I'll show right now. And another 040 being the same switcher, but now with a old Western tender and with a bunch of other stuff stuck to it. And as I'll show now, this guy was also painted in a bunch of other paint schemes over the years. These were often more affordable. They lack DCC because of how simple they are, and they were decent little runners. They're good for like tight layouts, but that's about it. And they were basically a staple of the range until they went out of business and just kind of stopped doing the stuff. So that's nice. But then another company decided to say, like, hey, let's sell these old train sets, sell newly produced stuff with train sets again. And then we have this thing. It's now painted in a livery where it never did anything, but it's all hunky-dory, it's star set material, not really looking for, like, high-level model stuff. Let's look at some details. As you can see here, now that my camera actually wants to work and actually focus, it actually is pretty well painted and, like, stuff. We have some stuff pointing out where the, like a handrail is supposed to be, but not on the other one for some reason. We have a lot of rivets. The boiler banding is right here. It's a little clean. There's a little overspray. Gold on the bell and the whistle. Or is that a safety valve? I don't know. The red roof, it's not salmon. It's, I believe, red. It looks more red in person. And on the box, it's also red. Drive mechanism looks very simple. Some stuff on here. There's no glazing on any of the windows. The front smoke box looks pretty good. The light, eh. There's a massive seam line throughout like the entire model, which is unfortunate. Kind of what you have to deal with when it's more cheap. We look at the pilot. It's a very simple pilot. We have some stairs, dummy coupler. There might be enough space under it where you could put a Katie. I'll check. Is that enough space for you to fit like a Katie in like a box and stuff? Let me know in the comments, because I don't. I've never actually fitted a Katie box. So let me know. On the other side of the locomotive, it's the same story with just the same details, the same seam line, and the same good printing. And on the back, we don't have much else except some more details. Like we have a golden thing where the back light is supposed to be. We have some really faintly molded stuff, like some ladders and some piping, some other stuff. And you can see the motor. It's higher quality right there. Yeah, that's the close look at the locomotive. Let's look closer at the cars. Let's start with the shipping line life path hopper. We have words along here. I don't know if they mean anything. Capacity, something. The life path thing is really poorly printed, I believe, because it looks really blurry. Like, more blurry than other things, but then the H is also a little washed out. And I can't even read what's under the life path. Some rivets, a lot of them. Inside the car, there's literally nothing to see. It's just plain. There's not even rivets. I'm gonna show all sides, but not many are gonna be interesting like this. You get a ladder, you get some more rivets, and some. That's literally it. Other side, same story, but yeah, quite literally the same story. If the life path is actually properly printed, that's a time travel. Yeah, it says time travel. Time traveling hopper? Huh? Wait, it's literally the same exact printing. Like, exact. Next. Okay, this one has a lot of really self-explanatory stuff on it. We see the knockoff of the Santa Fe logo. We see this rail gondola and a bunch of numbers. Same capacity things. And lots of rivets to be had. With some stairs. Inside is actually detailed, kind of, but not really anything notable. There are lots of rivets, as you can feel. As I can feel. You can't feel it, because you're watching a video. Well, yeah, there's a lot of rivets. And this is also another really boring car, because there's nothing really here except this, like, kind of, like, ripple thing. It's the same on the other side, same story. And once you look at that, it's the same on the other side. Actually, is it? No, we have a brake wheel. Yeah, a brake wheel. That isn't, like, sticking out, but, like, all brake wheels that stick out I've seen are always broken. So, that's probably why it's not sticking out. And yeah, that's literally it. Now let's assemble the set. Let's get the train set running, because that's what you usually do when you get a train set, is you get it to run. And I'm going to show you how to connect the tracks after I undo the zip tie. It's going to take a bit, so I'm going to cut. If you know anything about model railroading, this is elementary. But if you don't, here's how you join tracks. take a track, you push it together by lining up the rail joiners, which also deliver power. So if this will work at next time this millennia, this is better to do on the ground. I'm trying to do an up close example. So how my camera's not focused again. And you push it together. Make sure the things don't go above each other. To make sure you're doing that, like rub your finger across it. If there's like a jump and then your finger falls, then like you one rail joiner went under the over the rail. So yeah, don't do that. Let's get the rest of this thing set up. Basically, also, I'm not going to show me setting up the circle, but literally just do that a bunch, and then you're done. Almost done here. Ta-da! Bam! We have our stuff. Now, let's connect the controller to the track. Okay, so, how you connect this to this is that you first grab this cable and hook it up to this thing. It has some stuff up here saying output and input. You put the output connect it there. Then you hook it up. I'm going to unwrap the little wire that's holding it together. You put these into those things right here. Let's get a close-up of that. These things are bent, but they should work still. Basically what you do is you get... Sorry about the breath. You get these and these prongs, and you put them in here. I'm going to do that off camera. There, they're in. So what you do is you push this down and you slide the wire in. Now you hook up the wall plug to the wall. But you know how to do that, so I'm just going to do that off camera again. You get... The cable's really short, geez. And you put that in your input. And then there, you have a perfectly good controller. Perfectly good. Okay, I'm sorry, but what I just did not show you is me trying to actually securely put the wires in. Because I know Ringo says it don't come easy, but you really don't need it to be that difficult to put these things on. So yeah, if you're going to have to take a moment to put those actually on, not to get the thing running for real this time. I could put the locomotive and cars on by myself, but I'm just going to use the re-railer to show you how that works. This works better on, like, straights. Like, you set this inside of here, you put the thing on, basically it goes down rails itself. I'm not doing it for the rest. Okay, when you're putting your tray on the rails, make sure like it's not jumping or anything. Let's also test if it works. Oh, I haven't put it on a direction forward. Neat. Great. Awesome. It's not working. That's not good. So I'm gonna try to figure out what the problem is. Wow, well you look at that. I hooked the things on backwards, but yeah, motion. Not good motion, but motion. Is it a pocket rocket? It's fast, so your kids are probably gonna like it. So let's get the rest of the cars on here. Oh yeah, because these things have metal wheels, they actually roll really smoothly, so that's good. Just playing with the clicking noise. Well, let's get this thing running and some good shots of it, and then we'll do the final ratings. Well, that was it running. It also works in reverse, which I'll demonstrate now. Which means, yes, it kind of has directional lighting because the red light was definitely brighter in reverse. But also, a rule of thumb, unless your track is a roadbed, don't use it on the floor. I'm only doing it on carpet because I don't have anywhere else to do it. and I don't have massive pieces of cardboard to use. So just rule of thumb, put it on a table or something. Just don't put it on the floor. Okay, now to the ratings. My ratings for this set is this set in like train, like comparing it to other train sets, which I'll do a video on. This is like a B minus train set. There are some problems with it, some electrical, but no mechanical. The engine is nicely detailed enough. The cars are there. They're actually pretty free rolling for Star Set equipment. They have metal wheels, which is good for Star Set equipment. They do have horn hooks, but that means it's compatible with a lot of older stuff. You can change them out. It comes with a full circle of track, a controller, and everything you need to get started. So I feel like B minus is good because the quality is a little iffy. See, with the little terminal track, I had to spend like 5 minutes trying to get it to work. It was a simple thing of it not being clipped in right, but still sign of not great quality. So yeah, that's about it. We're almost approaching the end card. Remember to like, subscribe, turn on notifications if you want to see the next video, and Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Wow, Vision. Anyways, the reason I'm in Blue Land right now is because it is 8:19 by the time I'm recording this, so, and this is going up late because I have not been able to edit this entire day. So, yeah, out from Blue Land and Merry late Christmas.